Okay, so the next parts are going to be relatively simple. So what we have to do is create another HTML file. So for now, what I'm going to do is kind of copy everything over from here. So hit Control C from index.html, and I'm going to create another folder for the other pages. So this is going to be the projects page. So I'm going to name this projects. And in here, I'm actually going to do another index.html. All right, so this is how I'm going to name it, index.html. And I'm going to tell you the reason why we do it this way in just a bit. So let's paste all the code in here, and I'm going to get rid of this whole section here. Whole section. All right, all the way. Let's scroll up till we get to here. All right, so we're just keeping the header. Hit save. That's perfect. So we need this on every page. And now what we can do is go back to our first one. And basically we want to navigate to, we can do a /, and we can navigate to projects. And the cool thing is we don't need to add, if we name this like projects HTML, if we click on this and save, now if you see, if I click here, it's going to go to projects/index.html. The nice thing is, if you don't do projects.html here, so if you don't name that file like that, if you name it index.html like we did, you can get rid of this index.html, and now you have this nice ending to your page. So if we go back here and click on projects, you're just going to have projects. You're not going to have that index.html. It just looks nicer. Okay, so that's why we use index.html there as well. Okay, so after we navigate to that page, we can copy the class over because this is not going to be active anymore. This is going to be active. Hit save. We can get rid of this first one. And now if you take a look, when we go here, so this is the original. Actually, I think I modified the original. Yeah, this is index.html. So here we want this to be active, and actually copy this over and go to the projects.index.html. And here we want to get rid of this and put it on this one. Okay, we also want to change the navigation so we can go back to the first page. So here we can go back to go back, you can do // and that's going to navigate one folder up. And here we can go to index.html, and this one is going to be index.html. So this is a bit confusing, but this is the project HTML, and this is going back to the home page, right? In the projects HTML file. Here in the index.html, so this page, we want to add the class on this one. If they click on home, we still arrive at home, but when they click on projects, we go to / projects. So when we take a look, let's go back here. No, here, click. Okay. Another problem, our style.css is not working. So why is it not working? Well, it's not working because if we go to the projects index.html, let's close this up. This href is not good anymore. We need to navigate one folder up. So we can go, as you can see, if I add // here, well, we only have index.html here. So what we need to do is do // and then go to styles and style.css. Save. And there we go. Now we can navigate back and forth without having any problems. As you can see, our logo breaks that there as well, because we also need to change the path of that. So let's take a look. Here we can do // hit save. Do we get it? And yes, we do. Okay, perfect. So we kind of set up this flow to our page, which is great. Now what we can do is here, what I want to do is just add 2 images from our projects that we have built. So this is going to be super simple HTML code. So right below the header, what we can do is we can just create a section with the projects. This is going to be extremely short. So what we can do is say section, and I'm going to give this a class of projects. And all I'm going to have here is the 2 projects, which is I'm going to create 2 divs, one Travelly. This is going to have a h2 of Travelly, and then I'm going to have an image of // Let's go to image, and let's go to travelly.jpg. I'm going to name this Travelly project. Okay, that's everything I need. I can copy this over, paste it down below. I'm gonna change the title of this to Alina Joy. Oh, Joy, not Huh. And change this to Alina Joy. Alina Joy. Okay, save. That's all we need. Okay, so now we can create another Sass file for this. So this is what we have. Okay, so let's create a Sass file. Styles, new file. This is going to be called _projects.scss. Okay, this is going to be like 3 lines of code. Actually like 10, but it's not too bad. We're going to grab the projects. I'm going to add a width of 90%. Okay, so we can add that margin again. Auto, and then a min height of 90 VH. And then we're just going to include our flex and add a space between and center and row. Okay, it's safe. Let's take a look. Okay, super simple. We just add flex to the projects. And then what we need to do is grab the Travely and the Alina. Let me make sure we added the class to them. Okay, yes, we did. That's good. And all we have to do here is add a flex 1, and 40 rem. And we also want to make sure that we link this to our style.css because it's not working, as you can see. I just realized. So let's go here, down here, and add import projects. Hit save. Make sure to add the semicolon because everything is going to break. Okay, much better. So as you can see, we did that perfectly. Okay. So next up, what I want to do is text align these texts, and here maybe add a bit of margin and padding to them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much to do with these. So let's do a text align up here with center, and let's do a flex wrap of wrap. Okay. Okay, so everything is centered, way better. When we go down like this, it wraps. Good. What we can do is kind of here, we can kind of make it take up the whole size. But let's add some margins and paddings to these. So let's go grab the H2s in here. So in the projects, I'm going to add a H2, just a big margin, 5 rem. Okay, there we go, much better. Okay, let's also add we can add an interesting background color to this, but let's keep it simple actually. I like the way this looks. Let's do a padding of 2 rem and 5 rem. Okay, perfect. Actually, we don't need this since we have the margin. Okay, and that's kind of that's almost it. Let's see, do we need anything else to this? No, I think we are good. Yeah, this should be all fine. So again, not much code, super simple. Now let's go on the media screen here in the style.css, SCSS. So go to style.scss. And let's see, what change can we do here? Not much. Let's navigate to the mobile version. So this 754. And we can get the Alina. Let's grab the Alina and the comma Travely. Like this. And what we can do is we can grab the images in here and add a width of 100% and a height of 100% and see how that looks. Okay, let's see. Okay, so something weird's happening here. As you can see, since it's taking up the whole space, this kind of jumps around like that, and it doesn't look that great. So we added display flex to the 2 containers here, right? So this container and this container. So what we can also do is we can add a flex to each individual container. So let's go back here to the projects and let's give a short experiment here. We can go here and add an include of flex center column. Okay, hit save. And basically what I want to do is center the text and the image. Actually, you know what? We still have this weird issue. So maybe when we get to this size of the screen here, let's get rid of this. Maybe we can just increase the flex. So flex 1, 1, and we'll do something bigger. And let's see if that does the trick for us. So it's again kind of just messing around with this and see what works. So maybe when we get to the size, we can do a flex 150 rem. Let's see, does that do the trick? Oops. Okay, so we don't have that issue anymore, so that works fine. And when we get to the small size here, it's actually gonna kind of rescale itself, which is super cool. Okay, there we go, we made it. Everything works perfectly. Super nice. Okay, so that's another section, and we can finish up with the contact. Now, what you can do here is add an anchor link to this and maybe link it to your final project. So anchor with a href, and when we're gonna actually deploy the websites, you can update this so it links to the website. Okay, let's finish up with the contact.